This is just an overview to session one. I'm going to try to do these every week if I'm on top of it. So when you first sign into the course shell, of course you'll come to the What's New page. I'm assuming that you've done the course tour, you've looked at the syllabus, you've gone through the Start Here materials, and done a quick overview of the major projects and kind of gotten yourself oriented. So once you've done all of those things, you should come to session one. So you're here at the What's New or the main page. You will click on class sessions. And then you'll see that the only session released right now is for session one. And each week a new session will be released, usually by Saturday morning. So you then will click on session one, and it will take you to the very first item in the session list. So if you haven't gone to the Start Here, I would suggest that you launch that or open it and go through all the items in the Start Here. The next item then is the class discussion board. So each week you will read a chapter in the Better Together book, and one of you will take the role of summarizing that chapter and posing discussion questions that will be posted to this discussion board, both the summary and your discussion questions. So in this first week, what I want you to do is I would like you to go to this link here, which is a Google form, and basically choose the week that you would like to do the chapter and week you would like to do the summary or submit the summary and do a sign up. So you can just click on this link. It'll take you to the form. You have a number of dates to choose from. You can take a first, second, and third choice. And then you will have assigned that chapter and you'll summarize it and provide discussion questions. Then there is a little exercise for this week, which is an autobiographical introduction. The instructions on how to do this are here. We are going to use VoiceThread, which is a tool that you've probably already seen that I've used. It gives you basically the overview. I want you to, one, understand how to use VoiceThread, because we're going to use that for your presentations over the course. It's really important that you are able to use that tool. And two, I want folks to get an understanding of who's in the class. How did you get here? Why are you here? Kind of what has shaped your experiences to be here, and how do you think of yourself as a civic person if you do? You can see an example of my VoiceThread here. And there are links here to how to use VoiceThread. There's also a VoiceThread tour that should give you an overview of how to create your VoiceThread. It's pretty simple, but you do need a microphone on your computer, and if you want to use a webcam you can, but you don't have to. You can just upload an image or a picture of yourself. Definitely, if you have any questions about this, please let me know as soon as possible. This is due a week from today. In fact, I need to change the due date on this. This seems to be inappropriate. So it'll be due February 8th at 9 a.m. Okay? Okay, then there's a direct link to VoiceThread as a tool, which you can launch into the course shell here. The VoiceThread tour is next, so you can watch that. It'll actually open up and start playing. So I'm gonna pause this. I don't want it. Right. So there you go. That's how you would start it. Then you have readings for this week. The first chapter, the introduction first chapter in the Better Together book. And just in case your books haven't arrived, I've linked the two chapters here. Future weeks I won't be doing this, but I assume that sometimes people always have a little bit of difficulty in getting the books here on time. There's a little video to watch, kind of giving a brief overview of civic engagement. And then I ask that you choose one of these articles to read. And I will warn you that these are rather academic and fairly dense. The main thing is for you to just read through them and see what kind of ideas you get out of one of these. So pick the one you think is most interesting and read it. So those are the readings. Again, someone will summarize chapter one. Again, that will be done through the sign-up sheet. Then, based off the readings, I'd like you to provide a key insight. Now, key insights, again, this is due on Monday morning. Again, I don't know why the due date here is wrong, but it's due Monday morning, February 8th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Boston time. Um, Basically, a key insight is a very short 1 or 2 sentences of something that really struck you from the readings. It's sort of an aha, or like that's sort of cool. It is not a summary of the readings. I do not want you to summarize the readings or tell me what the readings were about. What I want to know is, what did you take away from the readings? What was something really interesting or key idea that really struck you? And I want you to capture that in 1 or 2 sentences. That's what a key insight is. I'm more interested in how do the readings kind of stimulate your brain. Like, what are you thinking about as a result of the readings? I don't really care that you to prove that you've done the readings or that you to summarize the readings. You're here, you're paying for the class. I'm assuming you're doing these readings. They're meant to inform your thinking. And I don't need you to summarize readings. I know what the readings are about. I've assigned them. What I want to know is, how did you think about them? What came to your mind? What was an interesting idea? What's a key takeaway or key insight you got from the reading? That's mostly what I want out of these. Then there is a reflection piece, which is also due on Monday, February 8th. So I want you to take, here's those instructions on how to do reflective write, the prompt for this week. If you haven't done reflective writing, I want you to click on the items here. Again, reflective writing is really thinking about how is the material intersecting with your own understanding, your own thinking, your own experience. It is not, it's a very, you might want to think of it as journal writing. It's not super personal in that way, but it is meant to understand, reflective writing is meant to understand how does your own intersection with the coursework, what are you thinking about? And there's usually a prompt. Again, there's links here to how to do reflective writing and models of reflective writing. We'll get the hang of it. Again, this is a more personal and kind of internal look at how the materials are resonating with you. And then we have the first item in the major project that's related to your personal engagement project. Here, this one does have the correct date. This is a tutorial. It's a self-paced tutorial. The link is here, and you can work through it. It's due in a couple weeks, so take your time. It should take about 2 to 3 hours of your time to do it. It's also got a bunch of sort of reflective pieces in it. I was still testing this out with UMass Boston students. It was originally created for folks at Tufts University, so we'll see how that works. And then every week there's a link to the major projects, so you always know where to find them, although they're also on the sidebar here. And then an anonymous course feedback form if you want to share with me anything that is working well or not working well with the course. You can work your way through that. So that is basically session 1. Definitely, if you have any questions, please let me know. I really would like to know as soon as possible so I can make adjustments. Please contact me either using the messaging system here in Blackboard, or you can also shoot me an email. So I look forward to the first week, folks.